Hey everybody, whether you got a roof for a pet or a meow as your four-legged family member, we are here at Furbabies podcast. We're here to help answer your questions. And with the hostess with the mostest, the biggest animal lover around there, the one, the only, Miss Stephanie Goodman is your host of the Furbabies podcast.
Hi everybody. Welcome to today's episode. I wanted to jump on and bring this to you because I'm so excited. Today is a very, very special day in the land of Furbabies. And if you don't know what it is already, we're here to tell you and share some fun tidbits with you. Today is National Dog Day. Yeah. So for most of us, dogs are our family members. We all have one or we've had one in the past, and we love them probably more than we love some people. You agree to that? But we do love our dogs, and they bring us so much happiness and so much joy in our life that I personally cannot really imagine life without them, and I'm sure most of you probably agree with me. So to kick off National Dog Day and to wrap up National Dog Day, a lot of people online have been talking about different ways to celebrate your dog. And even though it's a little past the middle of the year, these are some things that you can do to celebrate your dog that you don't have to just do today, but you can put in place or come back to over and over again throughout the year. So we put together a short list of some fun ways to celebrate your dog and some things that we love to do. So without further ado for that, I'll start with number 10. So 10 great ways to celebrate your dog. Number 10, load your dog up in your car and take them for a ride. Yeah. Now, not on the highway, but somewhere, calm-ish. But if you've ever been driving down the road and you see a dog with their head hanging out the window and their tongue is flapping in the wind, they are so excited. And every time I see them smile, it makes me smile, and it's just the sweetest thing. So we always say, put your dog in the car, take him for a ride. And then you can take them over to take them to the dog park or to take them for a walk. So that's one great way to get your dog out of the house and help celebrate them for National Dog Day. Number 9, and this actually tags on to taking your dog out for a trip and for a walk. Number 9, if it's hot outside, you can take your dog to get a Puppuchino. Now, there's a lot of cafes that will do that, and there's a lot of local Starbucks that will do that, and a lot of times they're free. So it's not anything that's really complicated or hard to do, but you can take your dog to your local Starbucks, and you can go inside and get a little Puppuchino for them, and they're tiny little things. It's a little bit of whipped cream. It's not enough to make them sick or anything like that, but it's really fun, and apparently, if you go on Twitter and look this up, it is really a thing. I actually looked again today, and there's so many pictures of all these dogs, the little Puppuchinos, and their smile is just contagious. Like, you can really see that they're smiling, so it's really, really cute. So take your dog, beat the heat, go get a Puppuchino. They'll love you even more for it. Now, that takes us to number 8. And if you do all of these things on the same day so far, your dog is going to be having a great day. Number 8 is one of my personal favorites, and it is take your dog to the beach. Yeah. Now, our dog loved to go to the beach, and she loved to swim in ponds and lakes and things like that. But you would take her to the beach, and she would run figure 8s up and down the sand. She'd frolic in the water. She'd play in the waves. I mean, she was just like a puppy again. She'd had so much fun. So if you live nearby a lake that's clean and it's safe, or if you live near the beach, take your dog to the beach. Even if you decide to just pull up a lounge chair and a nice comfy umbrella and pull out a book or an adult beverage or something like that, your dog makes a great lounging companion and an exercise buddy. So if you want to go and get a run in or get some other exercises, your dog's there for you too. So take your dog out to the beach. That's number 8. That's one of my favorite things. Number 7, now you can also set up a play date for your dog to either go hiking with other dogs and friends of yours, or you can take them out to the local dog park or another park that's near you and let them play chase and play with each other. Dogs are such social creatures that they love to be around other dogs and they love to be around people. And hey, you might make another friend in the process. So it's a win-win for everybody. That takes us up to number 6. And this is one of my favorites too, because I can't go into the pet store and not buy something. So yeah, but there's so much stuff. It's so much fun. So number 6 is pick up something fun and snazzy for your dog. Whether it's a new collar, if you want to celebrate one of the holidays, or you've got a color scheme that you like, or your dog has just worn that collar out and you want to get something new and fun and fresh, go buy them a new collar, or go pick up a new leash or a fun toy that they can chew on. If they're older, you can go out and pick up an orthopedic bed. Old bones love orthopedic beds. It helps them to climb on, to rest, get better sleep, and it helps with arthritis. So we used to do that for ours too, and she really loved those. So go out, pick up something fun and snazzy for your pup. It's definitely not like there's a shortage of great accessories out there for them. So we really have endless options, and there's a lot of things to fit every budget. So you don't have to go spend a ton of money. Just, pick up something fun and cute or something useful, and your dog will absolutely love you for it. So that takes us to number 5, which is a little bit more on the adulting side of having your dog. And to that end, if your dog is not microchipped, this is something that you can do at your veterinarian's office. And it's a quick, simple procedure. It's nothing that's hard or traumatic for your dog. But what they do is they insert a little chip under the skin. And so if your dog ever gets lost, or if your dog is like some of our dogs and gets out and goes on an adventure, you have a tracker in your dog. And so you can go online and you can register your information as their dog owner, and put your phone number, your email, your address, all that good stuff, and even somebody else as another, like an emergency contact. But you can put your information up there so that if your dog does go on walkabout and somebody finds your dog, they can usually go and call the vet's offices or post online, and you can reach out to the company that you have your dog registered with, and they can put out almost like a bulletin to the neighborhood of your dog's picture.
A doggy APB?
It is a dog APB. Exactly. Thank you. That's the word I was trying to think of. So it's really, really helpful if your dog ever gets lost. And I think all of us go through that at least once in our lifetime with our dogs, and it is terrifying. So go out, get your dog microchipped. Make sure you go online and set up the information for them. It only takes a few minutes. Upload a new photo of your dog so they can see their face, their body, if they have a distinctive marking or something like that that really sets them apart. And keep it updated. And now it's so affordable to do. You renew it once a year, or you can even set it up for more than that. It's easy. And a lot of those companies will actually, there's a little add-on that you can do. And what it does is if your dog, God forbid, is injured while they're lost or they're out, and if somebody picks up your dog and takes your dog to the vet, well, these places have a little bit of insurance coverage for your dog where your dog can get treatment and possibly be a life-saving thing. So that's something that's really good to look into and really helpful for your dog. And like I said, it's sort of in the adulting and planning portion of having your dog. So it's a good thing to do, and it's not expensive, so it's definitely worth it. Number 4 is actually one of my big favorites, and I've done this for many years, as often as I can. And that is to make a paw print of your dog's paws. It's not hard to do. Most dogs, if you give them a treat or if you give them loves and cuddles and pets, they'll actually lay down and let you do this. So it's usually not a hard thing to do. It's fun to do for family activity or to break out your kids and everybody get together and do a paw print of your dog. Just make sure that you use non-toxic paint. You can go to a craft store. If you look for something that is non-toxic for children, safe for children, something that you can wash off their paw pads, usually that's an easy way to go. Buy some paper, or this was really, really fun. I've seen ornament frames from some of the pet stores where they've got a kit in there, and it's almost like a little ink pad, and you can do the paw print on that, and then you can put it in the frame, and you can actually put the ornament on your Christmas tree, or you can give it to other friends who love your dog, or your pet sitter who loves your dog. And it's a great little keepsake to save, and it's something to look back on in later years as they've gotten older or when they've passed on. So I've done this for many, many years, and I love doing it. And I also take it one step further, and on years when I've got more free time for crafting, I'll put paw prints on Christmas cards. So it's, I've done that with our dog, I've done that with my cats. It's so much fun. The cats don't like it as much as the dog does, but they tolerate me. So, But definitely reward them with some treats or something fun when you're done. Make it a fun, pleasurable experience for them, and everybody's happy. And you have a nice, fun craft and a great memory that you can look back on years later. So take a paw print of your dog. That brings us to number 3, which is kind of back in the adulting side for your dog. Say that for all of our animals. But if you don't have pet insurance on your dog, take a little while one afternoon and start researching some of the companies out there and look up different policies that they offer. It's come a long way in the last 5 years, and now there are several companies out there that offer pet insurance, and I'm a huge proponent of that because most of the time it's really affordable when you stop and look at it. If you've ever had an emergency with your dog, or you've had to go into the vet for if they've eaten a hair tie or they've swallowed a toy that you can't figure out how they ate it, but they ate it. Or if they've got, issues with their hips or really bad arthritis or just a myriad number of things. There's a lot that goes into vet care now that they can offer, and things that they weren't able to do before, but those things are a bit more expensive. So now a lot of times having pet insurance can mean the difference with being able to give your dog really, really great care and ward off something so it's not as bad as it could have been. And it just makes all the difference. So if it's something that you can afford, take a look at it. There's a lot of policies that start at like $20 a month to $50 a month, depending on the age of your dog and the breed and certain things that they're predisposed to having. So research those, see if there's a good fit for you and your dog. A lot of times they also give multi-dog discounts. So for those of us that have more than one, it definitely helps. So take a look at that. And that's one way to make sure that they grow old, not only gracefully, but safely. And it's incredible now what some of the different procedures that vets can do. And it always amazes me that every year there's more and more things that insurance will cover. So much like, taking care of our health as they're humans, it's a great thing to have for them too. So that takes us to number 2, which is also one of my favorites, and I do this all the time, but it is quite simple, but it will bring you hours of joy and fun. Pull out your camera, take a picture of you and your dog. And if you haven't yet mastered the art of the selfie, have a friend, have a family member, have your kids. Take pictures of you and your dog. Take pictures together. Take family portraits together at holidays or when they have their birthdays or your birthdays. But take pictures of your dog. In this day and age, it's wonderful that we have the tech on our phones to be able to take so many pictures and video of our dogs. And it's hilarious to be able to look back and see videos of your dog as a puppy and all the crazy things they get into and just the wild, crazy adventures that they have, especially even when they go skidding around the corner and, the back legs kind of flay out a little bit. That's hilarious. So having that on video and being able to listen to their barks and how they talk and what they say and just how they act, it's priceless. And now with our phones, most of us have an iPhone or something similar. It's so easy to do, and it only takes a second. So pull out your phone, take pictures of your dog, take videos of your dog, get in there with your dog because you're gonna love being able to look at that later. And again, they also make great presents and great ornaments and great, family portraits and things like that. And with your kids too. So if you are terrible at taking pictures of yourself, hire a photographer. I've seen some amazing, amazing photo shoots that different photographers have taken of dogs and their families. And the cool thing about them is now there's photographers out there that specialize in not just portraits and they do a lot of work for shelters to help dogs get rescued and adopted and things like that. But they also do a lot of end-of-life photography sessions. So I've seen a bunch of those, and they're definitely something that I would look at having. I know with our dog, I took as many pictures of her as I could, and so we'll post some of those up here when we're done. But it's great to have those of you and your dog together. So definitely recommend that. It's a great way to celebrate your dog. And that takes us down to number 1, which is the last thing, and probably the most important thing on this list. Go out and adopt a dog. Go to your shelter, go contact a local rescue, talk to a friend It was so cool. I had a friend call me today, a really good dear friend, and he said, we got to catch up, and I said, what are you doing today? And he goes, well, I'm actually on the way. I've got a couple that's coming. We're adopting another dog. And I said, oh my God, it's actually National Dog Day. This is fantastic. And you're adopting a dog. Thank you. So they're adopting a little Australian Shepherd dog. And this particular dog is coming from an apartment. And there was an issue with the rules in the apartment or whatnot. So the dog is getting a really, really, really great home on a farm. So, and she's going to have other dogs to play with, and I couldn't be happier for her. But that story plays out across the country hundreds and hundreds of times a day. So go out and adopt a dog. And, you can adopt a puppy, you can adopt a senior. A lot of senior dogs, their owners may pass on unexpectedly, or something may come up in their living situation, and they have as much love to give as puppies. And a lot of times they're a little bit easier to integrate into your household. They're quiet like we are, but they still love a good walk and they love a good cuddle. And they're sweet. The kind of love a dog gives you is like nothing else on earth. So I always say, go out and adopt a dog. And that's my favorite. That's my last thing. That's my number one. So
make sure you subscribe and follow.
Yes. Make sure, or please do, subscribe and follow us at the Furbabies Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at Furbabies Podcast. And it will also be on YouTube. And as we go forward for the rest of this week and into the year, feel free to come in and share some pictures of you and your family and your dog having a good time and fun stuff that you get to do together. So we'd love to see your pictures, love to hear your stories. Send us a message at Furbabies Podcast, and thank you for watching. Happy National Dog Day.